one standing on the end of it. Doesn't he have a cigar in his mouth?
Yes.
He smokes cigars all the time. That is Miss
Tall and
Mel.
skinny?
Yes.
This doesn't say who this is?
I'm sorry.
I bet you $1 million that's George Ross.
That'd be interesting.
He's still living.
Yes,
isn't he?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it looks like George Ross. Holy toly.
I would have never guessed Miss Melly not having any children.
She just seems like a motherly, grandmotherly type, doesn't she?
In a certain way, though, because like today she called, and I said, she said, "This is Melly," and I said, "Oh, Miss Melly, I miss you so much." She said, "Oh, what? Thank you."
Oh, really?
No, I miss you too.
She said, "I miss being there."
She does. She didn't want to go.
I don't miss you.
She didn't want to go.
No, she sure didn't.
Was she
So who
married?
do we have now? What's his name? Alex? That man. That man's taking her place.
What man?
You didn't see that man today?
No, he's not the one.
No,
He's
no,
not
honey.
the one?
He's
No,
over the
yeah,
whole
he's
thing.
over the whole thing.
He's
Oh,
oversized.
he is.
He
Mhm.
comes and inspects to see that you're doing things right.
Right.
Holy toly.
Lucille.
World have I been? Oh, I see.
Okay, girls, we're sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Don't worry about it.
Fine anyway.
Are we supposed to be reading this now?
Yes, and there'll be a quiz in 5 minutes.
I'm
Then start studying.
done.
Oh, you failed. No. Well, we'll give you multiple choice questions, so it'll be easier.
And then you can use your, if they give you, it's open book.
I just graduated
I
from
know.
Middletown
You know,
on
Maybe I should
honor
read
Grades are
society.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
make these tricky questions where you have to know the information anyway. so-
Right.
I just graduated from Ivy Tech with honors.
That's wonderful.
Never hear that commercial on the radio. You get all excited when they like do that game show and they're like,
You got your phone on mute?
Little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
so
so.
light. Quiet.
Hello? Hey, what's going on? Nothing. Can I call you back? I have having a meeting over here with my Ball State students. Okay. 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 Yeah. I think she had Julia. Yeah, she had 2 girls.
All this beautiful home. All
Okay, I'll
these
call you
gadget
back.
gadgets and
Bye-bye.
everything, and she doesn't have Cordless phone.
You would think.
No. We're talking about
This phone will
answer
go in the
machine,
This
Phyllis.
phone will go in the bathroom. No, I got
she
a call
don't need no
right
phone.
We're thinking that an early gift for Phyllis from us might be an answer.
I've got caller ID, so I come home. But I did have voicemail. I had to take all that stuff. Remember, Kim? I had all that.
You're
taken
okay.
off.
So you do have caller ID.
Yes, that's
Okay,
why I
good.
call you.
Good. Oh, I was wondering how you knew. And is it in my name too?
Abigail. No,
Abigail?
Abigail. What is it?
Delta?
Yeah.
Because the phone bill's in my name, so it'd be
Mhm.
weird because it could
This is
be
going to be under yours then.
versus my other roommates. Okay, cool.
What does mine say?
I gotta go look, Carrie. But I just know it's you. Like that was you called on your cell phone, and I said, that's Carrie. And it just said cellular call. But I didn't recognize the number.
Yeah.
And I said, that must be Carrie calling.
I think mine is my initials on my phone bill. I think it's C.
Oh yeah, and then I call my cell phone sometimes too, which is 317 number.
Kim's freaked me out.
What?
When you popped up on my caller ID.
What is that?
Kimberly Williams. But I didn't
know who I was.
I
Recognize
didn't
it.
put it
I
together.
mean, yeah.
I think mine
And
says,
after we talked, I got to thinking, well,
Who
I
is
would
this?
have
I'm
never
talking.
guessed that Kim would call me.
I think mine says PJ White, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. That's what yours
She was having
said.
a spastic
It's
day.
like, who's PJ? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
First didn't know who the guy was, then you didn't know your boss's name, and then
I would do that.
I'm bad with names, so.
that's funny.
Usually, though, when Kim calls me, it's from action.
So
Mhm.
Community action.
But I caught you this time. Called you from my own home.
You got me. You got me. You
Mhm.
sure enough did.
I trick you by not being tricky.
She's sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay.
I better watch
Yours
out.
the best.
Watch
We
me.
can get started.
okay,
Yeah, ask
so
me.
ask questions.
Okay. We're going to start off by kind of finding out, and we kind of went through some of this before, but we just want to get it out. How many kids do you have?
I can
Start
tell you 2, 5, and 4.
Wrong.
You're
No,
3. No, you're twins.
No.
You're
She's
twins.
twins and
Oh,
a daughter who's
twins
in
in a
high
high
school
school.
plays violin.
Violin.
And she has 4 girls and a boy.
5 girls
5
and
girls
boy.
and a boy. 6. Dang it.
And you
And I
have...
have 2 girls.
And a grandson.
Yeah, who's 3.
Right.
Okay.
So they should do that.
And Nicole is the one with the 4 children.
Right.
Just 2 boys and
I
2
knew
girls.
that.
Right. The 2 boys are oldest and youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we met them the other day at Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
We met her brothers
She
too.
said
That
you
was a
just love them.
surprise. Her brothers are about the same age as her kids.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
one brother was 15, another was even younger.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I mean,
She said something about you guys were going. Her brother worked somewhere, and one of them, and
yeah, the Boys and Girls Club. I was asking him
Mhm.
about it. 'Cause he is the vice president of some club, and I was interested in that. So anyway, okay, so we know how many kids you have.
Mhm.
What about your parents? That's gonna sound weird, but we're getting information.
I wasn't raised by my parents. I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay.
So that was more or less my mother and father.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Mm-hmm. I have a brother 32 and a sister who's 36. No. My baby brother is 30 and my sister is 36. 35 or 36, one or two.
He sure has a baby face, don't he?
mm-hmm.
Doesn't he?
He did.
Yep, he's 30.
Shy as can be. Just sweet but shy.
Mhm.
Isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is sweet as I love my brother. He's precious to me.
Are you the oldest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you kind of take on like a motherly role towards them since?
Not really. Since we weren't raised together, me and my brother are closer than my sister and I. So I can communicate more with my brother than I do my sister.
Were you raised with your brother?
No,
Okay.
no, I wasn't raised with my brother or my sister.
Okay. Were they raised together?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
But my mom, with my mother. But I was raised by my grandmother.
But your aunt.
My
It's
aunt
like your
Toonie is
sister.
like my big sister, which is my mother's baby sister.
Is she about the same age as you?
Toonie is 45. See, I'll be 40 next month.
Okay, so you're fairly close.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like a big sister.
But how did you? I might ask you a question. For real. How did you come to live with your grandparents?
My grandparents have had me ever since I was 3 weeks old.
Oh, really, Kim?
Mm-hmm. So that's how I grew up with my
Okay.
grandparents. They've had me ever since I was 3 weeks.
Well, I bet they really didn't want to let you go.
They didn't.
Mm.
They didn't. They
Was that
didn't.
because your
She
mom
was
was like a
really
young mother or
special.
something? Or
Excuse me?
was that because your mom was a young mother?
I'm not for sure exactly, why the reasons why I was with my grandmother and grandfather. All I know that it was just a wonderful thing that I was placed with my grandparents. That's all I know.
Wonderful thing.
Wonderful thing that I was placed with my grandmother and grandfather.
So were you the only child then in the household?
My grandparents.
Oh, because of your aunt, right?
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. My mother's baby sister and I were the 2 children in my grandparents' home.
Okay. Okay. And did you know who your mother was?
I didn't really know who my mom was until I was almost 10 years old. Then I realized who my mother was. She was coming to see me all along and bringing me stuff. I just didn't know that was my mother. Then my grandmother gradually told me that was my mother.
Mm-hmm. And so you always knew your brother and sister. Because did they come around or?
Yeah. Mhm. I didn't know that they were my brothers
Right.
and sisters as well until I was almost... I'll take that back. I was almost 9 when I realized that was my mother. When I was told that was my mom.
And then you continued to live with your grandparents
Mhm.
until...
Until about 13 years old, then I came down here to live with my mother. And that's how gradually I moved in. I didn't just automatically come up here. I started coming up here on weekends, and then it grew into me coming to live with my mother.
Okay.
And that's how that happened.
Okay. And where did you live with your grandparents? Close by?
We lived in Richmond, Indiana.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. My grandfather was a janitor for Earlham College, and my grandmother cleaned 2 doctors and a lawyer's homes. That's what our salary was.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right.
Just trying to know how many people were in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to go on. Tell us.
How many people in my family? No. 11 of us. My mother had 11 children.
Where did you fit into that?
6. Let me say.
1, 2, 3.
Sonny, Jean, Johnny, Gertrude, Margaret, and me. That's the sixth child, right?
You were the baby?
No.
Who's the baby?
Oh,
What's her name?
Kay.
Yeah.
Novella
I thought,
Kay.
It was 11, that's right.
Mary.
Kay was the baby.
Oh, that's what's the name's mother, isn't it? Charles?
No.
What am I getting? That's,
Melvin's
yes.
mother. Melvin's
Yes.
mother.
Yeah.
Melvin's mother, yeah. Yeah, I was the sixth one.
That's a lot of
3
kids.
boys and my dad had 3 sons and 8 daughters. And we had 1 bathroom.
Oh my goodness.
And
Girls?
our dad, you know, we would, especially when we got and see, back then, we really didn't have bathtubs. I remember just taking a shower. We didn't even have a shower. We had an old coal stove and a big tub, and we poured water in that tub. We got behind the stove and took baths in the tub.
How big was your house?
We had that house on Highland. It had 4 bedrooms, and my mom and dad's bedroom was downstairs, and we had 3 upstairs, and we had a big living room and a dining room and a kitchen. And then back in those days, the bathroom was always off the kitchen.
That's what my bathroom
After when
is.
Daddy was the carpenter, he finally put us a bathroom in. We had an outhouse. We had to go out in the back and use the outhouse and pump water from the outside. We had a pump on the outside of our house that we had to go pump the water. And in the middle of the night, that water was well water. It was so cold. And we used to hear people out there pumping the water, getting our water, because we hung one of those things on the, you know, that you drink out of. We had people would come and pump that water and drink that water. And then my sisters, my sister under me, Virginia Jemima, and Mary, they were the Husker, you know. Me and my older sister, Margaret and Gertrude, we were small, you know, real small. So we had to do the inside work. And Jemima and Lodi, they used to get so mad at Mom because they had to go out in the coal. We had a coal house. They had to go out and take care of the coal in.
I can remember us having a
because they were so
for your
husky.
stove. And
Yes.
we used to have one. If I can remember, we used to have a coal stove where it sat right in our living room. I can remember that just as plain. It sat right in our living room.
And that pipe used to get red hot.
Yeah, what's that metal aluminum pipe? Yes.
Yeah.
You could cook on top of that stove.
Yeah,
We
we
used
used
to
to
cook.
cook. Mama used to cook beans.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you sure could.
I can remember that.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any funny stories about the coal or using the outhouse or anything? Any tricks anybody played on anybody?
Boy, this was the funniest thing. This is really comical. Well, this was when I was in high school. And my mom went outside to use the outhouse. And it was cold and windy. You know, one of my friends, this guy that I really liked, was coming up a hill on the other side. Our outhouse was like over here. And Wolf Street runs up there. And my mom was sitting out there in the outhouse, and the door blew open. And Wim Parker was coming up the hill. And he said, and he came to school. I saw your mother sitting on the salad. And he teases me when we have reunions and stuff. And he comes back. He said, I said, don't say it. Just don't say it. He'll tease me about it. He's seeing my mama sitting in the outhouse, sitting on. That was funny. I said, boy, why'd you have to come to school and tell everybody that?
I know.
Oh, but that
I
was
told
funny.
everybody.
Yes, he told everybody. Saw Miss Hayes out there.
I bet she didn't even care, did she?
She just kept sitting because she wasn't going to get up.
I know. I said, oh, well, you just saying that.
Already seen it.
I'm not getting up because you're here. I mean,
I wouldn't want to get up either.
Man, that was embarrassing.
That's funny.
Any funny stories about bringing the coal in or anything?
I never had to do that. My grandfather always took care of that part. We never had to help with that.
Oh.
My
You didn't
granddad.
have your strong younger sisters.
My granddaddy took care of that, so I never had to participate in it. Me and my aunt, we never had to participate in nothing like that. Nor my mom, he always took care of all that.
Yeah, just that when they forgot to bring the coal in, Mary and Jemima, they forgot to bring that coal in. They'd have to get up out of bed, and boy, we would laugh at them because they had to go out the back.
Oh no!
And when you're smaller, way out there by that alley seems like a long, scary way to go out there and get that coal. And we would hear them. We would stick our heads out that side window, and they'd be cussing. You know, we weren't supposed to say bad words.
But you
they'd be cussing, trying to get that coal out. I said, "Oh, we said, Margaret, are we glad we doing dishes? We don't have to go out there and get the coal."
What about your brothers? Did they have specific tasks?
Well, my brothers, I don't know why them boys didn't have to go. Well, you know what they would do? They would pay us, like back then, a nickel and a dime was a lot of money to us. Oh, yeah. And they would pay us to do their chores. Like, I'll pay you a dime and you mop the kitchen. If you do things, you know, they'd give us a little money to do things. Now, my oldest brother, he had a paper route. And he delivered papers all out in Whiteley. Judd Hayes, he delivered those papers out there. And when after he would collect, you know how they had that little changer, that little money changer on the side? Well, he would collect all the money from all the people. And then he'd be so tired, he'd come home and fall into bed. And all of our girlfriends, we'd go up there. Girl, it was the funniest thing. Now, we knew, he must have known we were taking that money out of that changer. Because he would have that changer on the side of his bed, and we go, click up. And the girlfriends, too, just clicking the money out of the changer. I said, his son, he had to be awake, and he just let us do that because Daddy had 3 jobs, and he'd go and pay the paper bill anyway. You know, he'd pay the paper bill off, but we'd go up there and click the money. Let's get, how much you going to get? I don't know. Click, click. You know, because the dimes are here, the quarters are here, and all that little thing. That was, we would do things like that. We had fun. We had so many incidents. I can't tell on that.
No, I know you can't.
But they were so funny. We had some times with all of us. And my dad slept off. He would sleep, and as long as we weren't crying, because he worked 3 jobs, my mom worked 2, and as long as we weren't crying, Daddy didn't wake up. But if one of us started crying, he would wake up to see what was wrong, because our brothers would take the pillows off of the couch. We had our living room was kind of big, and they'd take the pillows off the couch, like the couch was over there. They'd take all the pillows off the couch and put them over here, and then they would take us, put their feet up in the air, and put us on their feet and kick us way over to the pillows. I tell you, when you had to make your own fun.
We used to do stuff like
did
that.
You do that?
Yes, we did.
We did that too.
We made games up. We did.
Boy, I think about that. All this is coming back to me. You know, I had put that back in. But that was fun.
Those are nice memories, aren't they?
Very, very nice.
You still have all your brothers and sisters?
No, I have. All my brothers are dead.
All of them?
All 3 of them.
Are they all older than you?
Mm-hmm.
Like the oldest 3, or?
They're oldest 3. All my brothers, they were the oldest in the family. They're dead, and one sister, the oldest sister's dead. Yeah, I just lost a brother last year.
Sure did.
The oldest boy died. The youngest died first. The youngest brother died first. Then the middle one, and then my older one.
Well, that's something.
Mm-hmm.
You still have your parents?
No, they both died in their 70s.
You still have a close relationship with your sisters?
Some of them. They live here in Muncie. I see one sister mostly all the time. The other one I see occasionally, and the other one occasionally. But then my other one lives in Indianapolis, and I go visit her. My 1 year older than me, Margaret. Mm-hmm. And Mary lives in Indianapolis, and she has a little problem. So we hardly ever see Mary. Mm-hmm. Hardly ever see Mary. Mm-hmm. But I always say when it seems like when your mother dies, the closeness in the family seems to
everything goes away.
Yeah,
That's right.
Mom keeps it going.
Because your mother keeps things.
That's right.
She does. I completely agree with that.
And it's kind of sad and touching, you know, because you only really come together
on occasions like that.
Right.
You know.
When somebody dies, or a wedding. Mostly it's when somebody dies, because everyone they don't go to weddings. But when someone dies, you know you get there for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make these promises.
And never
You know.
keep them.
Never keep them.
And that's, pardon me, unless your family has a tradition of having family reunions. And ours don't. We don't have that tradition.
We don't either.
And I wanted to set that up,
Me too.
but I never have gotten around to it. And
We
that's
do on my
Do you?
father's side. Mm-hmm.
that's That's
Every
wonderful.
every 3 years we get together because they're all over like New Jersey, Louisiana, North Carolina, and every 3 years we go to one spot. Everybody goes to New Jersey,
Oh, well, that's
or everybody comes here, or everybody goes to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Every
That's the
3
way
years.
it should be.
Mhm.
You know.
And we all get together, at the decoration every September for a whole weekend in North Carolina at our mountain.
Cool.
So the family does, on my dad's side, we do all try to stay together. My mother's side's here in town, and you just find them at the Oasis.
Now,
Yeah.
see, probably Kim's like me. Me and all my children, we get together all the time.
Yeah,
We
me and
have
my two
family
girls.
things, because that's the way I want traditions. Like
Me
that.
and my
We do that
children, we're together.
Mhm.
I have get-togethers at my house. My two daughters and grandson, they come over. You know, we do stupid stuff together. We try to do stuff together. We do. But as far as my mom, I always include my mother in stuff that I do, which I didn't used to think that way because she didn't raise me. But now that I've gotten older and more wiser, I realize that I should include her with me. So I try to include her and my daughters and majority of my family. I always have everything's always at my house. Every get together is at my house.
Everything's always
Everybody
at
comes
Mom's.
to my house. From Richmond, everybody's at my house. So that's
We get
they feel
together when the
comfortable.
weather's nice. We all get together at Mom's house every Sunday. Have cookouts every Sunday.
Now, when I first,
Which is nice.
after I got divorced and moved back here to Muncie, I had a big old house on Brady Street. Do you know where that house is?
Where at?
Big,
In Whiteley?
on Brady.
Where at?
Right at catty corner from Union Church.
I know where that's
That
at.
great big old pink house sit on the
Yeah,
corner.
I know where
Well, I
that's at.
moved in that. I got
Did they tear the house down?
No, it's still there. You know,
What's the
I saw
name?
it.
Carlos
the other
Wynn.
day.
Carlos, can't think of that man's name. I really
Do you know where Dog Wells live? Do you know where he lives?
Mhm.
Is it right next to that
No,
in the
no,
corner, or is it further back?
It's up this going toward Brady Street.
I'm not on Brady. I'm on Macedonia.
Okay, well it's the street over.
I see the house.
Bigger on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I came here and fixed that house up and put everything around it. Had a huge yard.
Mm-hmm. Was it a corner house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have when I came back home, I said, I'm gonna get my family, we're gonna get together.
Mm-hmm.
Have things. And I'd have big parties and I'd have games all in the yard and I'd furnish all the food and cook.
Mm-hmm.
I did that so long. I said, I'm stopping because nobody else wants
You
to.
still do it
Nobody
now.
was
You
helping.
still do it a little bit now.
Yeah, but I mean, I invited all my kids, all my family, my sisters, and
And nobody else was
friends.
taking a turn or helping out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's
that just
costly
went on.
doing that, isn't
Yeah.
it, Miss Phyllis?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Of course
it is.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of
So-
money.
we just don't do that. I had talked to my sisters about it. I said, why don't we? And I was going to do this too. I called Kay and I said, I didn't call Jemima, but I told Kay to tell my sister Jemima. I said, you know what? I want to have all of us sisters get together once a month and just go to each other's house and sit and talk and discuss things about how things are going with our family. I said, I want to do that. Okay, well, you just let us know when you want to do it, and
Nothing
we're
has
going to do
happened.
it. I said, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I should, since I instigated it, I should carry it out
Mm-hmm.
before we all.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you have to grow, you have to come together. Now, if anything would happen to any one of us, or
You'd all be there.
we'd all be there because we all love each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get along. Some of us don't get along so well, and so it's not that we don't love each other. It's just that you don't want to be unhappy around them or for me to say something to make you
Right.
feel bad. So best to stay away and just love them from a distance. But if they need me, I'll be there for them. That's the way I am.
That's family.
Well, how many kids did your parents have?
Oh. Well, let's see. My mother and my real father, I'll say my biological father, had two. My older sister and I were 7 years apart. And my mother and my biological father divorced when I was a year old. She met my dad. They had my little sister, and we're all 7 years apart. And Dad adopted us, and he's the only father I've ever known. And so there's 3 of us, and my mom and dad. They're fabulous.
Does that affect you being so far apart in age?
Well, my older sister was much older than us. It seemed like, so she was. She tries to mother us still to this day. Tries to tell us what to do and how to live our lives. So I keep my distance from her. Let me tell you, she's a pain in my watusi. But my little sister and I, when we were young, we used to fight like cats and dogs. I think it was because she was the baby, and she was spoiled rotten. Dad went from my older sister being too strict to me not knowing where to go, and then to my little sister just goodbye, and she got by with murder, it seemed like. So we would fight, and I would bust her mouth, and
We used to do that.
hold
I
her down,
like cats
get her
and
on the
dogs.
floor, and
We used to fight.
We did.
Tumble down the steps.
Oh,
Just busting each other's mouth
Oh,
and
yeah.
fighting.
Boys and girls, everybody, just.
It was just me and my aunt.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
me and her would be fighting
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Tumbling
yeah.
down the steps, fighting.
I was the
Ooh.
rough one.
Over anything? Just
We would just fight, She couldn't tell me what to do, and I couldn't tell her what to
exert
do.
the power.
Yeah, so that's how we used to do it. And my grandmother, when she had to work on a Saturday, that's when we really fought. Because then Toonie was in charge.
Okay.
Try to tell me what to do, and she couldn't tell me what to do. So therefore, we would fight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we would physically fist
So would me
fight.
and my sister.
Well, what I gotta say.
And we laughed at it today because it was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 sisters I said that carried the coin, they were the big ones. So as long as they were kind of small, my older sister Margaret and I, we would
Tag 'em.
we'd be in charge. So we'd say, you better get out here and do these dishes. So we'd go up there to get them. Get down there. When they were little, they'd come down. We was bossing around to do them little chores. Boy, I'm telling you what. When they started getting big,
And start talking
and we
back
go
to
there.
you.
Well, I never was afraid of them. But Margaret was. Margaret said, get them, Joanne. Get 'em." I said, you get 'em. I said, they got too big for me.
We used to fight. Ooh, we used
Oh,
to
yeah.
fight over silly stuff.
Oh, yeah. But now me and my little sister are just tight. And we could never live together. No way. But we're really, really close. Really, really close.
That's where me and my Aunt Toonie are.
She's a good kid.
Really extremely close we are. She's always calling me. I'm always calling her. We always try to do stuff together. We're about the only ones in our family to try to do things. But, I have an uncle here, but he doesn't really come by or anything. So I don't really socialize with him. So it's just my aunt that I really, and my children, my mamas who I really, socialize with.
I do have twin sisters out there somewhere too that I remember when they were babies, just in diapers.
How old are they?
They're my little sister's age.
I do have an
I
older
haven't seen them
brother
since they were babies.
You're kidding.
on my father's side. He's an attorney, but I do not
I'm
acknowledge this
related
person.
to him. And, I
He's
always
on my
knew
father
blood,
by another lady that he was
'cause they're
married
my
to.
real father.
But he's an attorney, so
Yeah.
I don't really
But legally, we're not.
communicate with him. He doesn't communicate with me because we don't really know each other because we weren't
We
raised
are.
or nothing. So
But I know you would love
We
to
don't
see
really.
it. But how old would they be?
Yeah. About 28, I would say. 27, 28. Let's see how long. No, probably 29.
Wow.
how old are you, Kelly?
36.
Just so young.
She's so
I
cute.
don't feel like I'm 36, let me tell ya.
Well, look at here. You just a couple years older.
And
Just nod and smile. Oh, I am. You're right.
She really is. You're not far from me. Or I should say I'm not far from you.
That's right.
I'm right on your heels, though.
That's right.
Did you forget?
And you're right on her heels, right?
That's
That's
right.
all.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm on her heels.
I'm their mother.
Play along, fellas. Play along.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
You
I
guys
was
are,
going to be
what we say, 36,
Phyllis is
39.
27.
when we're in the office, I sound like I become Phyllis' mother. I had to be on you.
Phyllis?
She be clowning.
You know I like to clown.
I do too.
Oh, and
I
don't you
love
dare
to.
put head.
That's when they did truly what they wanted to do, which that was,
And
it's
I
okay then. You're not in my
Yeah,
home.
we're gone.
You're gone.
I
That's
think
how I
there's
look at
a,
it.
you know, the teenagers become lax because there's a lot of them start drugs young. And then they get in this sexual thing where they just don't care. They're on these drugs. They just don't care. And there's a lot of houses, crack houses,
Oh yes.
where they'll have young teenagers, girls go in and do sex for the drugs.
Doing all
that
kinds of
everything.
things
So
that you would not believe these young ladies are doing. Right down there in the Muncie homes, there are young females that are doing things right to this very day in that area that, it's
and
just
then they become
disgusting.
pregnant and they have those crack babies.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yeah, it is.
It's sad. It's
Yes,
not
it is.
bad. It's sad. Because, then they don't take,
The children, the babies suffer. They suffer.
Right.
It's a horrible thing.
and then there's
Horrible.
free, they could go to Planned Parenthood and get protection.
And that's just like saying, here, do what you want to do, just, blah, 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 doesn't matter how old you are, just as long as you use this here.
Mhm.
That's good that they promote that. That
yeah,
is just
that's-
absolutely wonderful that they
Right.
promote that. But then look at the ones that are much younger than the young ladies that are going into Planned Parenthood and, well, all I gotta do is get this. A friend of mine, she has a 14-year-old son and she has a 11-year-old son, and the 11-year-old is sexually active. And he brags about how he can get the condoms through somebody that goes down here through Planned Parenthood. That's how he gets his condoms. He gets the condoms through somebody that's going down there through Planned Parenthood and sells the condoms at his school to his buddies so they all can do their thing. He's 11 years old and he's sexually active. Sexually active and talks about it and brags about it and
I didn't know you could be sexually active in
I
elementary
didn't.
school.
well, back in my day,
I
didn't know what it was back in my day.
I
But
didn't
now
know.
they do. They do now.
What?
I was still so much a baby at
Does his
11.
mother know about this?
Yes.
What
Is
did
she taking a role in preventing it,
She
or?
doesn't believe that he is sexually active at this point.
She's in denial.
She's
joke,
in the
or-
denial thing. She thinks that it's just a big joke, but it's not a.
No,
Because he's revealing some certain things that
Mhm.
either he's seen somebody do that,
Right.
or he was doing that to
Or something
somebody,
happened when he was
or
younger.
something may have happened. But
Yeah.
she just doesn't believe that this is what this person is doing. And the condoms the oldest son has condoms, and the youngest son has condoms. And I think she's in denial to believe that they're doing anything, but they are.
Is she a single? You said
Mhm,
she's a single.
mother.
The father not in their lives at all?
The father's passed away.
Oh,
Mm.
that's
The
sad.
father's been passed away it was her husband.
Well, she can't do anything with the kids, or just
Well, she's starting to have problems with the younger one now, getting kicked out of school. And then like you can hear him say, I'm gonna have me a drink. I'm gonna be drinking. I'm gonna be doing this and blah blah.
How old is he?
He's 11.
I'll be 11.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he have sex with?
I have no
Oh, they're
idea.
11-year-old girls. Oh yeah.
Or older.
Or older. That's
older.
right. The girls don't discriminate against anybody. What's that
they
say?
sure
That's
don't.
it.
They sure
As
don't.
long as
See nowadays,
as long as
those
they're doing
teenage
it.
girls really, honestly, they
One
go
the
after
ones.
the boys.
The
Yes, they
the
do.
virgins.
The little ones that's 11, 10, and 11. They go after the boys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well,
I
just
know
like the
that for a
story,
fact.
just like the little story that what was this 2 years ago, a year ago maybe, the little 5-year-old girl on the south side of town
Oh yes.
behind the barn
Yes.
was having oral sex with the
Yes.
7-year-old
Yes.
and the 9-year-old,
Yes.
and it had been going on And she had been sexually active.
Yes.
Had been penetrated. She was going on 6 years old. She had been penetrated. Did you remember about that?
Yes.
Did they think it was abuse?
Well, you didn't hear anything else about it. They brought it up, and it was a closed case. They didn't reveal who the child
As
was.
far as I know, I don't think they thought it was sexual abuse.
Right.
Because the little girl
Because she
out
was
there
doing
doing
it.
oral
Right.
sex
She
with
was
little
giving the
boys.
one
Well,
well,
she know what
It was
she
influenced by
was
past
Probably.
experience.
something had been going on.
Jeez.
A lot of times these parents will do it in front of
the
their children. And in the same
And I'll tell you
bed with the
another
children.
case too, that some of the parents that is utterly stupid to me will have sex with their child in a bed
Yes.
with them, thinking
Yes.
that baby is asleep.
Yes,
And
they
thinking that
do.
that baby's not going to know nothing. And they in the bed getting their freak off, and that baby's sitting right there.
Yep.
That's
That's
Some of the,
horrible.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, that goes
That
on.
is
Is it a prevalent
nasty.
thing?
Excuse me?
Is this a prevalent thing? It happens a lot? I mean,
Yeah. You'd be surprised. You'd be
My,
surprised
my,
how.
my girlfriend that I went to school with,
Now
She
that's
was
not
married.
Put them babies in the bed thinking they sleep and go and do their thing.
she was
is
married
that
and
set up?
divorced. Her children were over at their dad's house. She went over early to pick her children up. Little girl, little boy. She went over early to pick them up. She knocked on the door. Nobody answered. She walked in. There he was having sex with his new girlfriend, and the kids right on the couch. The kids were right there on the floor watching TV. No joke.
And they wonder how kids are sexually
That's right,
advanced.
yeah.
You know?
What?
So
Right
what kind
there.
of role can...
That's nasty.
It's just...
That's so
It blows my mind.
nasty.
I never think about... Oh, gosh.
You wouldn't believe the things that go on in this world.
Mhm. So what role do you think... Okay, we have these bad parents, obviously, as bad examples, but what role do you think the parents have in influencing their kids in positive ways to stay away from these activities? I mean, the ones that are trying to consciously... I
Simply,
mean,
they have to stop doing it in front of your children. Just
Well,
stop doing a
and
whole lot
if
of
a
things.
person-
What other
Mothers
ones-
like us, we would just
Yeah.
constantly communicate to our children, and once they get to a certain age, they should know exactly
But-
how
And you
to
have
do
to
it.
keep them busy.
But what they do is their own. What they do is they do on their
But
own.
you can educate them the best you know how, and you can teach them
But they
the
know.
best you know how, and you can tell them what is right. You can tell them what is wrong. But when they come to that age where you can't tell them anything no more, they're going to do what they want to do.
MTV
Some of
and
them
their
become
friends tell 'em.
professional liars to make you think that they're not doing nothing. Just that tough and
But-
doing everything.
But you do know that if you did your job,
That's all
then that's all you can do, and whatever happens, happens.
But I believe that if it's really, if as a parent I've done my job, the kids are going to go out there and they're going to do things like all kids do.
Yes,
like we
my
did.
children certainly
But
have.
it's instilled in them, and you teach them, you take them to church, they go to church, that is instilled in them, that'll come back to them. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
will come back to the, if, you know, if it's not too deep out there. And then you have to keep your children in activities that are away from that. See, you know, there's a lot of activities, you know, like being in a band, being in sports. You know, try to get them into activities
Before that happens.
Yeah,
yeah,
so they make positive friends that are positive role
Right.
models,
Absolutely.
Right.
yeah.
positive peer pressure.
absolutely. But,
But
you
you
gotta
know,
be
they're gonna
careful
speak
taking
to-
friends out of your
Oh,
kids'
yeah.
lives.
Yeah, I
do.
said they're gonna
Very
if they
careful.
like a person, they're
They'll
gonna
bite
be
you
with that
right
Of
in the
friend,
course.
butt.
whether or not. So sometimes you have to, if you try to keep them away from,
No,
you know, I
That's
used
only
to
going to
try
make
do
things.
that.
I did too. Me too.
You're not gonna go around that person because it's so. But eventually, I just said, okay, they can go on and
Yeah.
do that, and they went. They stopped going around them themselves
On their own, yeah.
own. But I just said, I can't keep them away from that because they would say, Mom, why don't you want me? Why they're not doing anything like that? But they were just a bad influence.
But I look at it like this, and this is how I look at it today, as opposed to myself as being a teenage mother. That your friends can't make you do nothing that you don't want a person to do. First of all, can't nobody put peer pressure on you. See, that's just a bunch of crap.
I think
If that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do. Nobody can make you do nothing that you absolutely do not want to do. If that's what you got set to
just
do,
say no.
that's what you're going to do. And if you really truly don't want to do that, then you won't do that. Peer pressure doesn't have anything to do. That's you've already got that set up in yourself.
I agree.
That's what you're going to do.
That's
and
when
you
you-
can listen to this, but you already have your mind set. Because I know I was, my mother told me that I did it purposely because she told me not to do it.
Right, and
So
that's
I
when-
did it.
Yeah, that's when I realized that. I've instilled good ideas in my children. So why am I going to try to keep her or him away from that person? They know right from wrong.
Right.
So I just stopped that. I
Yeah.
stopped trying to keep them away, and eventually, like I said,
Yeah.
they just.
It always works out
Didn't
that
work.
way.
They're a rebellious phase, but eventually they'll come back.
Yes. they'll see it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys always know that you wanted to have kids?
I didn't want any.
I didn't want no.
I did not.
No,
want
I didn't want no children.
I did not want any.
End up having.
children.
Oh no, I didn't want any children.
Neither did I.
And end up having two.
My home ec teacher in high school said, "Kelly, you're going to be the one that has 5 kids before you graduate high school." And I was about the only one in my class that had none. Thank you. I was not having children. Not.
Were you a Muncie girl?
No, I went to Monroe Central in Parker and Farmland.
Mhm.
And I wasn't having children.
Mm-mm.
And my
Out of the question.
ex-husband happened to have
Out of the
had
question for
a
me.
vasectomy. I read up about the vasectomy. I found what to look for. I checked it all out. Let me tell you, I checked it all out. And on him, he really had a vasectomy. Didn't go back for that count.
See.
So here comes Sherelle.
Yep. And nowadays you find the teenage
I would
mothers.
trade it for the world.
Teenage mothers
Or
now
the
they're getting
twins.
they're getting
The world,
pregnant
but no, I did not want
purposely.
children.
Oh yes,
Some of them are getting pregnant purposely just to get out of the home. Some of them are getting
Or
pregnant
keep a
purposely
man.
to keep this
To
young
keep a
man in
man.
their life.
Can
you
you
know,
imagine?
there's,
To keep
They're not
a
going to stay if
man.
they're not.
you know, so there's that out there as opposed to when we were coming up. Well, there were some women that I knew when I was coming up that got pregnant because they thought that they was going to keep that man. Didn't happen.
Because
Didn't work
back
out
in
that
the
way.
day,
Oh, I would never
Me
have done
either.
that. That was stupid.
because back in the days, now you think about the different times. Back in the days, when I was coming up, and girls got pregnant, it was an obligation. The man would marry.
Oh, yeah.
Had to.
They would marry
Yes.
him. But nowadays, no.
Well, that's
way.
why I got married. I got forced to. Or I'd have never married him.
When did you get married?
Sherelle was, I was 3 months pregnant. Back in 1986. And we were together. I told my mom and dad in the beginning, I said, I don't love him. He makes me vomit. And he really did. And they said, well, we need a name for this baby. I said, well, we give her my name, Lewis. No, can't do that. So I said, okay, I'll marry him, but I will divorce him ASAP. Let me tell you, I'm not, 2.5 weeks later after we were married, he was gone. I told him.
That was the guy. That was the father. Of
Yes, yes, and she got that name that my mom and dad wanted, and I divorced him. I couldn't get a divorce till she was 6 months old, but biblically we weren't together but 2.5 weeks, and he hasn't seen her since she was almost 2 years old, and he owes me $15,000 in back child support, and he lives here. Oh yeah.
Just a word.
You see him around?
No, that's the funny thing. I don't.
Well, it's a good thing, though.
It's a wonderful thing right now.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a wonderful thing.
Yeah, he finally did 60 days in jail over, Lord, Sherelle will be 16 in April, but he finally did 60 days in jail, and then when he got right out, I got a $40 check, and that's all I've seen.
So what happened? You graduated high school, you met this guy, where? How old were you?
I graduated high school, went into beauty school, dropped out of beauty school, started working at Smitty's Morningside Market, which was just a little grocery store. 2 identical twin boys came in. Ooh, intriguing.
So
And they were both asking me out. I said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I want to go out with? So I picked the shy, quiet one. Whew, mistake. He was a jerk. He was very abusive. He thought he was. I ended up beating them both up when I was pregnant. And they went to court and told the judge I beat them up and showed them their bruises. And here I am, pregnant.
Goodness.
And I just laughing and laughing and laughing.
That's what you get.
Yep, that's what you get. But we went out for quite a while, and his biggest problem was, sometimes you find with twins, one's the more dominant one. Most of the time you do. And then the one that's not dominant, the shy one or whatever, introverted, sometimes, like in his case, he was very dependent, extremely dependent on the other twin. So the brother would get in the way of our relationship, and it would start aggravating me, because he would
But he wanted to go out with you too, so it could have been a little
It could have been. It could have been. I mean, you know, a lot of things came up. Well, maybe he's the father of the baby, or, you know, that stupid stuff. But he was very. He depended on Glenn, the other twin, to make the decisions. And what he should have done was made his own decisions with me. We were, you know, we were a partnership. You know what I mean? And it didn't work out that way. And he literally ended up making me want to vomit at it, you know, just looking at him. So,
how long did this all go on? I mean,
well, we were together about a year before we got married, and together 2.5 weeks, and then I got after we were married, I got my divorce. And then he still tried. He got remarried like a year after Sherelle was born. He still tried to get me back after that. He wouldn't come to see Sherelle, he would come try to get me back. It was really ridiculous. So I ended that. I told him he would pop in here and there to see his daughter, and I said, you know, just when he felt like it. And I got tired of it, and I said, you know, JR, either you be in her life for good or just stay out for good, because this is not good on Sherelle. It's not for her best interest at all. You know, she either needed a full-time father or none at all. And he chose none at all. So, it's been 14 years. And now if he wanted something, it's up to her. He's an abandoned father now. My Lord, after 6 years you're abandoned father, let alone 14.
So you were 22 when you were pregnant?
No.
Okay,
I was 19, had her at 20. We're 20 years. We are, Sherelle and I, listen to this. We're 20 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, and 2 minutes apart.
Wow.
Wow, that's a sign.
Isn't that something?
Special.
And then I had twins 10 years later. Isn't that something?
Weird.
But the father and I, though, with the twins, we're still together. I mean, we're cool there. We're not married. I probably won't get married again. I don't know, but
You've been together then with him for a
long time. Yeah.
How old are the twins again?
5. And he and I have been together almost 8 years.
And he's been there all along.
Oh yes.
Did he kind of take a fatherly role for Sherelle then?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. It was hard with her because it was just her and I for the first 8 years.
Yeah, I'm going to get this.
But she's finally, now that she's older, she's finally starting to come around. She loves him, and everything's okay.
It worked out for the best. Yeah. Good.
So, what's your story?
Well, my story is that my oldest daughter's father, because both of my kids have 2 different fathers, he took care of LaToya up until she was 4. Then he stepped out. He stepped out of the scene. Then I got pregnant again with Keisha, and he took care of her and LaToya until Keisha was like 3. Then he stepped out of the scene. So then I took over from there. So right now he hasn't seen his daughter. Neither one has seen their daughter in. It would be 21 years for Toya, and it would be 16 years, or almost 17 years, because my youngest daughter would be 21 next month. This month, she'll be 21 on the 24th of this month. It would be
February.
Yeah, so it would be 17 years. No, 16 years for Keisha that neither one of their fathers. Though I don't speak to them, I don't have nothing to do to them. I raised my kids; they're grown and gone. There's nothing either one could ever possibly say to me right now, because I did my job. You know, I did what I had to do, and that's that.
How old were you when you had your first child?
I was almost 16. I was 15, going on 16 when I had LaToya, my oldest child.
So when you guys got pregnant, like, how did you react to that? Did you make any promises to yourself? Like, did it change your life?
It was horrible. It was just because I was younger than you, so I'm like, I'm gonna have a live baby doll.
Yeah.
And what am I gonna do with this little baby doll? That's real. But
I cried.
I did the best that, you know, it's just hard to explain the reaction. After you have it and you bond with your child, you know that you have to do what you have to do from that point on. There's no looking back. Well, I wish I hadn't did this. It's time to do what you have to do. Any means necessary to. It's outside of going out there and do something really stupid, but any means necessary for taking care of your baby, and that's exactly what I did. Any means necessary to take care of my children, and I did it, and I did it real well. I've been blessed to come as far as that I had with just LaToya to where I'm at right now. You know, I have been truly blessed, because there's sometimes, one time I didn't think I was gonna make it, being a single mother and stuff like that.
That's
but I did. I did.
Opinion.
I made it, and I survived. And I've been through a whole lot as far as a single mother. I've been in an abusive relationship. I was with a guy for 11 years. So I'll say 5 out of the 11 years was abusive, which was the latter part of the relationship. And I got out of that, you know. I stepped away and got out of it, and I moved on. And this person still lives here today. And now this person comes to me in a whole nother total manner because of the things that we were fighting like cats and dogs. Every weekend we was fighting. As a matter of fact, he taught me how to fight. You know, he taught me how to, because I didn't know how to fight. But he taught me how to fight because I had to fight. Yeah, he taught me the hard way how to fight. But now that whatever he was going through, I personally was not going to give him 11 more years of my life of living like that. And so I'm doing very well by myself right now, you know, with what I'm doing. And he's living with someone else. And he comes down and sees me, and he realizes just the good thing that he had that he let slip right through his fingers. See, and I love him to come down, and I love putting it in his face, and I love smiling at him, and I love smearing it in his face. See, I love all that.
Absolutely.
And so, but now we're friends now, and it's hard to say because you have to forgive, because it took me a while to forgive him because of everything that we had went through. But I haven't forgot, but I was able to forgive. And so I have forgiven him, and that's what God wants you to do. You have to forgive to be able to move on.
To be forgiven.
You have to be able to forgive. And I forgave him. And, you know, we were fighting in front of my children. Oh, a whole lot of things.
And how do you feel about him when you see him? Do you feel anything? No hate, no love, no nothing.
It's been times that
he, with my husband,
you know,
nothing.
Well, I can be around him because I have a boyfriend that I will put in his face. And, you know, it doesn't matter to me. But to look at him and to know that what we've been through, and I'm able to look at him in a whole nother light as to how I did look at him when we were living together in an abusive relationship. I just look at him now as that, what did I really ever see in you in the first place? You know, what did I ever see in you, in the first place? You weren't even my type. But so I look at him like that, and so now that I've been able to forgive him, I look at him more like a friend now because he doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't owe me, and I don't owe him anything either. I let God handle him because he knew he was wrong. So I just let him handle that, and I'll continue to treat him nice as long as I'm getting my respect. I'll continue to treat him. Oh, he can't come to my house. He can't even step to me disrespectful, and he can't even say my name the wrong way. Because he knows that, that's exactly where we're at. I'm up here and he's right here. So he has to come up here to be where I'm at. Right now, he's just right here. So, that's how I look at him. And I'm able to look at him like that because I have forgiven and I have put that part. And I'm able to talk about it now, because for a while there, I'd go off just by talking about him. I'd be ready to just go find him and we can just do this right now. But now, it's just different now. And, I don't see him in any kind of way. In any kind of way. I just look at him now as, what did I
You probably feel a little sorry for him.
I do. I'm like, oh.
You probably say, well,
I do look at him like that. Because, I told myself, I kind of feel sorry for him a little bit. Because he comes down to my office and he knows that he knew he was wrong.
Bed.
And I'm going to make him lay in it. Because, I encourage him to, treat his woman that he's with now, treat her like the queen that she truly is. Because the queen that you did have, you knew you had a queen, and he did not know how to treat me. So now that he's got that experience of me, maybe he'll invest it in the woman that he has. And now,
to learn from that.
And to learn from that you don't put your hand on no woman under no circumstances. Right. That's where I'm at with that.
How were you able to break free from that relationship, and then how was the healing and forgiveness process for you?
I just knew that things weren't getting any better. And I just made a self to a state to myself that I got to get away from this.
No, she didn't.
And you have to be able to walk away. And sometimes you want to go back. Because that was my problem. I take him back. We fight.
Yeah.
I take him back. We fight.
It's easy
I
to go
take him.
back.
It was like a system. We fight. I take him back. We fight. Till I got tired of taking back. And I got tired of fighting. And I told him,
you would end up
right, and I
dead.
told him this, and it was not going to be me.
Woo. That's,
Because you don't know many times how I thought exactly how I was going to do what I was going to do to him. Sit back, plan out, do what I got to do, and go on.
And that's
But
when
I was
you know
much more,
something's
I was much
tired
more,
going on.
it was time for me to get out of that relationship. And when I did decide to get out of it, I just made a point to myself, this is it. And I told him, I said, you get out of my house and don't you ever come back to my house. And I had said that many, many times before, but this time I meant it. And the little times that they would try to come back, until he just stopped coming. And I just told him, you know, that's it.
Ronnie?
And you know how I healed
Girl, you
myself?
better eat you
I healed myself by doing stuff that I wanted to do when I was with him. That I had put aside for a little while. So I started doing stuff that I wanted to do.
Yourself.
Yeah, I started buying
Healing
new stuff,
yourself,
doing
yeah.
stuff, looking at Kim, put myself on a pedestal. And that's how I got
Able
over
to
it.
heal.
I got over there.
And how long did it take for you to forgive him?
Actually, believe it or not, I forgave him within the same year that he left me, because I was so out. At the time that we broke up, I was not in love with him anymore. So I could care less if he looked, like Sonya said, he looked better coming to me than he did going than he did coming. So at that time, I knew that when it was so easy for me to jump into another relationship, I knew I was through.
You're ready to move on.
I was ready to move on.
Yeah.
I didn't hold back and wait no 2, 3, 4, 5 years before I did what I want to do. I went on and did it ASAP because that's what I wanted to do. And that's how I got over mine. I started paying attention to me, what I wanted.
Making yourself happy.
Yes.
Did your kids have an influence on like you getting away from that? And
Of course, my kids were very glad that I got away from him because of the abusive part of the relationship that they had to witness and endure was that. But yes, they were real glad that I got away from him.
So what sort of things were you able to do as a family, like, that brought you together, even in your time of, like, distress, I guess, yeah?
As far as?
Well, I mean, did you have certain things that maybe, like, were happier times for you guys, or even that you just did with your daughters and without him, or yes?
Before it became abusive. Before
Yeah, and even
Even
while,
after, yeah.
and odd as it is to say, even while he was abusive, he still took care of my kids. He took He took care of my kids. He made sure my kids were well taken care of. He made sure that even when me and him was going through certain things, he took care of my children. I can't explain that to you, but he took care of my children. It was me and him that had the big powwow, but he never, would mistreat my children. It was me and him that was always doing things, and my kids wanted me to get away from him then. But at that time, he was making serious money at that time, so he was the breadwinner of the house, and I was working at a bank, so I'm not making nowhere near as much as this person is making. So at that time, it was not a financial move for me, but I was smart enough to know what I had in mind, and I had a plan. Once I said, okay, I had a plan, and I stuck with my plan. I had a plan. I said, okay, now I'm somewhere else now. I'm making more money. Boom, I'm getting ready to get up out this relationship, and that's exactly what I did. I smiled in his face, and because the fighting had sort of ceased a little bit, I smiled in his face, and I rented a storage, and I slowly but surely put my stuff in a storage. And when he got ready I played him so tough that the morning that I knew that he come back, I was going to be gone. I was, okay, so what do you want to do this evening? We had been fighting 2 weeks before now. And I said, what do you want to do this evening? We'd make plans, and the last day he come back,
it must have flew.
It must keep opening up.
Shut it.
The last day that I was with him, he left to go to work, and I got all my things, and I got out. That's exactly what I did.
No looking back.
Now, no looking back. No looking back. And I've been away from him now for almost 8 years. Yep.
You have a boyfriend now?
Yep. I've been with him 6.
Mr. Suave.
Yep.
He's so handsome and nice.
So, I'm happy.
He's good to Kim.
Yeah, I make sure that Kim makes sure I make sure that I'm taken care of first, and I'm gonna make sure that my children are taken care of in their relationship as well as being a witness to the abusive situation that I had to go through. That they don't have to go through that. They don't have to go under no circumstances. They ever have to be verbally abused or mentally or physical. They don't have to tolerate none of it. Get up and go.
Do you think a lot of women are like abused like that?
Oh, let me tell you something. Verbal abuse is worse than physical.
Bruises go away.
But that in that mind,
Psychological.
that's
It
right.
doesn't. It lasts a
It lasts a
lifetime.
long time.
Affects your self-esteem and
Yes,
everything.
it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Did you experience any of that, Phyllis?
Well, my husband and I, we were married 20 years, got divorced. We had our differences.
Let me get you some to drink. Excuse
After
me.
he got out of politics, we had our differences. He was abusive sometimes, but I just moved on back to Muncie. Got a divorce, moved on back to Muncie, raised my children, got a job in the factory. Praise the Lord, raised my children, and he would come, the kids would go visit their dad every summer. I never told them anything bad about their father or anything like that. They'd go visit him, and when they relationship outside of the marriage. So,
did you and your husband plan on having your first child?
no,
Were
we
you
didn't plan
married
on having our
before?
first child. We didn't plan on having our first child. No, he was in Ball State, and I was in Ball State when we got married.
Okay, and then you had your child after.
Mhm.
Okay.
But it was. So were you married when you got pregnant?
No,
Okay, so
Did you get married because you got pregnant?
no, we started going together. We were in love. We were in love with each other. You know, we had planned on getting married. My husband was the only man that I ever had sex with. You know, I never was promiscuous or anything like that. He was the only man that I really loved, and ever had sex with. His father was a pet minister, and we had a happy relationship. He was very. He could do anything. He taught all my kids played instruments and were in a lot of different activities, and he could play every instrument that they played. They'd come home to practice. He'd show them how to play the instruments and everything. He was until something snapped in him with this politic thing, and he lost. That's when our marriage started deteriorating.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realized it had to go, or
Yeah,
So was,
I had to come here and I lived with my
so
one
your,
sister, with Dolores, my one sister, and we all had to live in separate households. Some of my kids lived with my mom, some lived with my other sister. I lived with my sister until I got the job in the factory, and we all moved all back together. And my oldest children really, pardon me, kept me from going insane. My two oldest children. They were and then everything we all became friends again. We all just, went on with our lives like nothing happened.
so was your kids ever really your support system, like in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
And your family?
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like.
Right.
how long were you all separated in those different households? You're talking about.
Oh, you mean when we first came back?
Yeah,
here?
when first.
Oh, geez, it just maybe about 7 or 8 months.
So not.
But we were all just around the same neighborhood.
So
Like
you'd still
some was
be.
around here in the corner, and we'd all get together at my one sister's house. Anyway, because we were just like half a block from each other.
Mhm. So what kept you strong as a family unit? Like kept you close to your kids during that time when you were
Mhm.
separated physically? Did
Well,
you have
it's
traditions
just-
that?
Yeah, like I told you, we had parties, we did things, together.
Oh yeah.
Had all the family picnics, and I used to take my children, and really what made me sad, when all my kids started growing up, because when I came back to Muncie, I'd take my kids, we'd go on picnics in McCullough Park all the time, me and my little the kids, they'd be anxious to go, I'd take them. Then in the wintertime, I bought them sleds and everything, we'd
Yeah.
go down to McCullough Park and slide on that hill,
Now you
and
can't
have
take
the
them to
greatest
McCullough Park.
time.
Why?
And then they all grew up. I said, "Who's gonna go on picnics?"
Girl,
with
yeah.
me?
When my
Who's gonna
kids-
go?
Drug dealing and stuff.
When
yeah.
my kids,
that homosexual.
Yeah.
They can't even
McCullough
go
Park
down
is the
there and do
homosexual
that.
Popsicle Park.
What?
Which is not
What
just,
does that mean?
it's not just for, we're not bashing homosexuals.
It's homosexual.
It's the,
So they call it Popsicle Park.
it's
The
the,
perverted-
it's
the
the
perverted.
perverted ones.
It is. Right here. This park right over here.
Yeah.
Yes, you do not take your children to that
Oh
park.
wow, it's terrible.
Ooh.
You can just ride through there and see them meeting.
Oh.
And the people that The homosexuals really that go down in that park,
Or nasty.
they're not from Muncie. They come from
And they don't hide.
they come from Albany, Ohio.
they show
they
it
come
all.
from all
Yeah, they
different
don't hide.
towns.
So you do
They're
this
more
every day?
perverted.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All during the
down
day.
there.
All during the night. Popsicle Park is what they call it.
Yes.
So you're
They
in
meet
there-
McCullough
I heard
Park.
about that, yeah.
McCullough Park.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Very
just
dangerous
just
park.
like park there during the day and like.
Well, there's people that do activities there. I mean, you know, but there's
Yeah,
areas that the
usually-
homosexuals meet, and sometimes you could be sitting there with your children, and they'll just be riding the cars
Right.
hunting. They're like they're hunting for.
Mm-hmm.
And then some
Somebody,
people walk through
you
there
know.
to see if anybody's waiting around there.
Yeah.
They know. Once in a while they have raids and arrest them. Because I see it on Channel 49.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something like, I think it was maybe last year or the year before, where they like tied some guy to a tree and was that McCullough Park?
Where was that, Kim?
Well, they like robbed
That
the
was
liquor
a-
store and took him hostage and then like took
Yeah.
him
Took him to
park.
Yeah, on the railroad. It was on the railroad.
right
Didn't
to
they?
Macomb.
Over here on the railroad.
Was it
so-
McCullough Park or was it?
It was
the other
McCollum,
park?
wasn't it?
I think it
I
was.
think it was.
Or was it the park over by
Mm-mm.
on Jackson Street?
It was this park here, I think.
So they
There was
died.
a
The
guy
tides
killed
of
in
the yeah, it was
McCullough
this park
Park.
right here.
I do know there was someone killed in McCullough Park.
Because
a
I
guy.
remember the car lot right off of what is that? Broadway and Hackley.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That was involved in it some type of way.
J.D. Byrider.
No, it's not JD by Rod. It used to be an ice cream place a long time ago, but it's right across the street from Ed's Warehouse.
Oh, I remember.
But now it's really nothing now. But a guy that used to run it
yeah,
was
I
a
know
car
him.
I
lot.
know exactly too. And then Westside Park had that girl killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't. I used to love that. I used to go down there and
Can't
get
do
my
that now.
blanket and a book
Now you can't do that now.
and relax. I used to love that. Take the kids there, we'd have a good time.
Mhm.
Now I ride through there, but I'm even afraid to ride through
I
there.
know.
So if you can't go to McCullough Park, is there a place where you can that you did take your kids? Like is there family oriented?
Well, you could.
You know
still
where I
take
took
them
my
to McCullough
kids?
Park.
No.
You know, if you have group.
Not a
things.
lot of people though. They have basketball tournaments and stuff.
Yeah,
at
I always took
McCullough
my
now,
kids
but-
to Glen Miller Park, which is in Richmond, because I normally was in Richmond on the weekends. After my grandfather passed away and right before my grandmother died, I would go to Richmond every weekend. And so my kids really went to the parks, Glen Miller Park in Richmond, because it was like a little zoo. It had a little zoo, all kind of stuff.
I take my kids to Westside Park.
So we never really did.
Yeah.
I never really take my kids here because I was
Out off
always
of,
in Richmond all
White
the
River
time.
Boulevard.
Every now and then we maybe go to McCollum Park. Every once in a blue moon we might go
know.
to Hegan
Now,
Park.
we all went to McCullough Park when they had the soapbox derby back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
And
the
they
4th
had
of
that,
July
They
fireworks.
Yeah.
had that special thing back
We
there
had
too
good time.
for the little kids. Safety
Safety.
Town.
Yeah, Safety
Town.
Town.
That.
They still got that.
Yeah, Bryce and Brianna just
Yeah,
got to
they
go
still
last
got
summer.
Safety Town.
McCullough Park. Safety Town.
But see, they have policemen all around.
yes,
Not now.
Yes.
Here. And they have that
They were.
safety.
They had. They
It's
had
really, the places, the Muncie have changed so much to
Yes.
take your
It is.
kids.
That's why it's becoming
anywhere.
a ghost
Downtown
town.
was
People
scary
don't
at
know.
night.
No,
Nighttime.
you can't really
Is
take your
downtown scary at
kids.
nighttime now that they're building it up?
Oh yes.
Are you? I thought it
Oh,
I
was.
haven't
no.
had too much of a problem being down there at night. But
Oh,
go
I ran
downtown.
I mean,
into
just downtown, you know, to the
depending on what
restaurants or
time.
whatever,
What
but-
time?
Oh, not too late. I mean, like 9 or something. But
3:00 in the morning. You go through there and you can run into all kinds of stuff.
You got that right, because one
But you
time
want to be in a group.
when Janita was,
Yeah.
before
That's
Janita had
anywhere.
passed away,
anytime.
Janita was my boss at where we work at now. She was my boss, but she died. We used to, and she lived in College Park Apartments.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to
Mm-hmm.
take not Walnut, but a Wheeling,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'd hit Walnut and go straight.
Mhm.
Boy, and it would be maybe because I've been over her house late, or if I didn't spend the night. Boy, you go down through that downtown. They'd be sitting on the corner. It was like a whole
Prostitutes.
prostituting. Men prostitute.
What?
Yes,
Yes.
it was horrible. I was like,
If your family, like if your brothers, your children, or sisters were like your support system, then like what did you do when you got pregnant when you were 16? Did you have like a support system? Like,
Yes.
Were your grandparents like
my
really there?
grandparents were my support system. My aunt Toonie was my support system. My uncle and his wife at the time. I had a lot of support when I had, and plus I still had a bunch of friends from Richmond before I had moved down here. So I had quite a bit of support system when I had Latoya.
And if you could go to what's called is it called McCutcheon Park?
McCollum?
McCollum. If you go to McCollum Park when you were kids, but now you can take your kids there, like, is there a big difference in the way that your parents raised you compared to the way you raised your children? Like, as far as, like,
You
recreational
regress to
activities,
back what they did.
We would, well,
Basically,
That's
back
kinda-
in my
hard
time when I
to-
was coming up, it's basically I did what my parents did.
Changing times,
Right.
right?
But now
Sorta.
these kids wouldn't.
no.
You know,
When you're kids today, you wouldn't raise them the same as your parents, but
They're not going to abide by the way that our parents, if I went by the way my grandparents raised me, and try to put that knowledge in outside of my children, if I had another child, I don't believe that would work that way. That's then, this is now.
Oh yeah, that's what they say today.
What would you change then?
I wouldn't change nothing, because that's how I was. That's how I was brought up, and that's how I was, and that's how I need for them to understand. But I would open a door that I wouldn't change, but I would say that it'd be kind of hard for me to put. I wouldn't so much of change it.
like
Just
upgrade
add
it.
certain things.
I'd
in.
upgrade it. Yeah, I wouldn't change it, but I would upgrade it.
Just make more efforts for certain kind of communication and things like
exactly.
that. Certain kinds
So
of
you're saying,
activities.
like, you would keep the same morals and like lessons and stuff, but you would just upgrade it to like a way to communicate that to the
More
male.
open.
More modern approach in
Mhm,
a sense.
Exactly.
Do you think that always changes with every generation of children?
No doubt.
It's always
No
the
doubt.
cycle of time. And
No doubt. Yes.
Now see, my mother took us to the park. She took us down to the river and taught us to swim, and my mother took us places to the fairgrounds and stuff. I did the same thing with my children, so my children do the same thing with their children.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
much as we don't want to be like our parents, quote unquote, it
You-
seems like
yeah.
somehow we
I
always
see
end up that way.
myself
You end
doing
up saying
what
I do
my
too.
mom did.
And you know what?
You say
I
the
can
same
look at my
thing.
Oh,
children
yeah.
and say, see me in them.
Me
their
too.
husbands come back and say, Mom, that's one thing all my son-in-laws call me Mom. They love me. Mom, Debbie's just like you. Debbie does
Yeah.
that same thing. I said, is
Yeah.
it good or bad? Well, it's not bad. I said, are you just saying that?
I can look at my youngest daughter, Keisha, and see me all over again. I can see it in Latoya because my daughters are two different people. They're the same, but they're different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the same, but yet their styles are different.
Mm-hmm. Do you find one more compassionate than the other?
Keisha, my youngest one, she is, and she gave me some trouble. She gave me some problems, you know, but
But do you think maybe that's because she's a mother now herself?
yeah, she's overcome majority of the bigger problem that she did give me because I wasn't trying to hear nothing she was trying to dish at me, you know. But now I look at her, and even though all the problems that she was doing, she still wasn't a compassionate person. She is a more giving person. My oldest daughter you're centered in her world, and it's about her, and it's only her, and she's not as passionate as my youngest daughter is, you know.
How much? What's the age difference between them?
5, almost 6
talking
years.
to
5 years,
girls.
almost 6 years different.
In my classes, we learned that it was like
4 years. No, because Toya will be 26 this year, and Keisha will be 21,
Huh?
so it's like a
5.
5-year difference.
I don't know. I haven't talked to her.
When were the times that you needed the support the most? Was it like when you first found out that you were pregnant? When you first had
No,
the
I
baby?
haven't
Or was
talked
it
to her
like
tonight.
later
I
when
haven't
you were
called her
having financial
tonight.
problems?
Because I
Or
did that.
All through it.
All I wanted
The
my
beginning,
mom and dad to
the
say
middle.
was, Kelly, it's going to
Yeah,
be okay.
you know, I needed
I
the
didn't
beginning, the middle,
So
all through it. When
Okay,
they got
so
grown,
different points.
till they were gone.
Different
All-
issues.
Yeah, just different issues. But I learned to give my own support because I had to struggle so hard. So I learned that I build up support systems for myself that got me through.
Certain
some of the-
rituals or like
It was just
taking time for yourself or what?
It was just things that I built up within myself, and I made my own rules on certain things, and I supported myself on that. Whereas, if I had went to a certain family, that's like a burden. Where you coming down with all those problems? You know, you had no business doing. You know how they talk.
Oh, yeah.
You had no business doing that. Did nobody? Well, then, so with that reaction, I made my own support system, and that's how I survived. That's how I survived.
what was one of like the hardest times? Can you remember like a time where you just like broke down and just couldn't take?
No.
No.
No, there was never a time I broke down. I didn't have time to break down. Because if I had a broke down, then I wouldn't have my children. today. My children would have been taken away from me a long time if I ever had came to that point where I had to actually break down. So I never let myself get that low. Where I got kind of rough there, but I never let myself fall that low in the bracket where I couldn't handle, where I thought that I was going to totally break down.
You just kept on.
I kept going.
I hit that once.
See, I never let myself get like that.
Only because of what happened to me.
You know.
I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer when my oldest one was 2. So I was
can understand that.
to death.
Yeah.
I didn't know what in the world I was going to do with her. I didn't want to leave her. I wanted her to be taken care of. I mean,
well, that's different.
I was 22 years old.
That's different. I understand that.
Serious health thing.
But other than that, no, I've never ever thought I couldn't make it. I always know. I always land on my feet. Always.
Me too.
Who are the people that pulled through the most for you during that time?
Me.
Both of you guys.
Me.
Like I said, me. It was me. It was me. I pulled through for myself. Me. If I depended on somebody else to pull through for me, I'd still be in the same rut where I'm at. It was me. I did it. Me.
No, you didn't do it by yourself.
God.
The Lord. The Lord.
Yeah, I agree.
The Lord.
I agree.
The Lord. That's true. Him first and foremost. First and foremost, him.
So faith had a huge role in
Had to.
keeping you grounded and also raising your children.
There's no way you could do it without His strength. Him
No.
giving you everything. There's no way. There's no way. It's the hardest thing in the world to raise children, especially when you're on your own.
Yeah.
And I thank the good Lord every day for being in my life every step of the way.
Yep.
It is hard.
Yes, it is. Well, it's not hard for me now, but
Well, that's because you're grown. I'm
it
still raising them.
was. You know, it really
I got
was.
2 little 5-year-olds. I've got to get up there. Sherelle will be 18 in 2 years, so I'm almost.
Cause I have
almost
some.
got
She'll
her.
probably be there with you for.
No, that's fine. As long as she gets to be 18, she'll be an adult. She can make her own decisions.
Get a job.
Yeah,
You know, my kids started working.
But
Keisha started
I just
working.
want her to get her there to 18. That's my goal.
Keisha started working when she was 15. She got her first job when she was 15.
Now,
Toya got her first job when she
I never
was
had a problem.
16.
I'm just
15 or
blessed. The
16.
Lord just blessing me because all my kids got a job.
Yeah, that's
They
it.
all want. Girls went out there to the MCL cafeteria. One got hard, then they hard.
Yeah.
My
All
son,
worked.
he worked. He always worked. You know, I said, you know, that I was.
But you
just
know what?
working.
Now,
I've worked since
Toya,
I was 16 years old.
And
I worked too.
Me too. See,
Me too.
We all had to get. You know, we all had to get.
Yeah, I had.
Sherelle was 2
Girl, I
weeks
can
old
tell you
when
some
I
of the
went back
jobs.
to work
I didn't really
after
have
she
a whole
was
lot of
born.
jobs
I've worked
because
my
I
whole
kept
life.
years on some of my jobs. But my first job here was working at Perkins Pancake House. I went from a busboy, dishwasher, cook, waitress,
Right through the ranks.
hostess,
You know what?
with the mostest.
You know what? My sister and I we used to babysit when we were young.
I babysat it for Barrett's.
I've never babysat.
Do you know the Barrett's?
Where they live?
Oh,
yeah.
he's big time
Around
now.
them.
Oh, Carrie Barrett. Oh, you do. What's his
Wouldn't
name?
trade him for the world, though. Let me tell you.
But he's big time
He's
now.
fun
He
to
is.
think
But I
about.
babysit for their kids.
How your attitudes changed.
We used to just babysit
Oh, yeah.
in the neighborhood.
I cannot
neighborhood
imagine my
kids.
life without my
And,
children. I could never. I don't know
And
where I
we
would
did.
be.
Me and my oldest
It's
sister.
like I wouldn't even exist.
Richard Taylor's
You know what I
mortuary.
mean?
Do you remember that mortuary? Out there in
So
White.
my
Beach?
children,
You trying to
my
tell me,
children
but I
are
don't
alive.
remember it.
Kim, you got to remember
I
that
remember with
mortuary.
everything in me.
On Highland Avenue, he was the
Never
biggest
thought I
black
could love something
mortician
so
in
much.
Muncie.
Where
Do you
was
think
it at?
building
Right
a
there
home,
on
like,
Highland Avenue. You know
having a
where
lot around the-
Larry's liquor store
Oh,
used to be right there.
absolutely.
On
No, I wasn't
Everything
here
I
then.
do,
Oh.
I do for them.
Yeah, you maybe you weren't here.
everything.
Because I didn't come
No.
into I didn't
The
come
whole
into
house, the whole
1976.
home, everything
Oh, you
revolves
did?
around my children.
Oh, no, you
I
probably
better
don't
myself for
remember
my
that.
children.
I mean, I have been
better
coming
our
here,
home for my
and I
children.
have been here for a while, but to really
Oh,
decide to make a
better.
decision that I want to live here wasn't until
Because I want
February.
them to do better than I did. I don't want them to have to struggle.
Then I got
like
pregnant a year later.
So I'm.
Well, I had for you a
that's
year
my
later.
rear end
I should
to
say
show them what's
So
right.
shoulda.
My oldest one, I know she's gonna make it.
Oh yeah. My oldest daughter, she went to Ball State for 3 years. She was majoring in psychology, and she dropped out.
3 years.
Oh, it's so close. See, I couldn't bring myself. I mean, as much as I want to drop out sometimes.
Yeah.
I say I'm this close. I might as well just keep going.
yeah.
Tomorrow. Are we meeting here at 7 o'clock?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got the will to go through for 3 years.
Yes, I
That's why
was
say one more.
so disappointed.
Yeah.
She was
Almost
here.
I
But
think
now
she's
she's
regretted it since.
yeah,
Be
yeah.
careful
She's
now.
getting ready to go back though.
Bye, Carrie.
Bye.
See you
She
tomorrow.
got another meeting. to
I'll
go
talk to you later about tomorrow. 7. Is that what we're doing?
Okay. Yeah, Phil said that we're meeting
Hey,
here at 7
and I'll talk to you later. There's a meeting at 5:45. That thing that I thought was Wednesday is on Thursday or is tomorrow. The reading, the literacy thing.
Oh, okay.
So I'd almost think I'd rather go to that than the parenting class.
Boy, I can be.
It's
I-
that
you
at Washington
we used
Carver
to do
or
it.
the parenting class for
Mhm.
Y. I was thinking that at Washington Carver would be
Boy,
better.
that's
It's at
we
5:45.
could take it,
Let's
you
talk
know,
about it.
where we were
Can
young. we
I
didn't
just
need
talk
that
to
much
you like in the
sleep
afternoon
in.
sometime?
No, girl.
Will you be around?
I should be
Lord.
Okay,
Please
it's at
don't go
5:45,
out
so
till
we'll
4
talk
o'clock
about
in the
it.
morning.
Girl,
Sleep for an hour,
let me
get back
check,
up and
girl,
work, be on
times I
time,
would
work
need-
all day long.
There'd be times I'd be up partying all night. I didn't go to sleep.
I
Go
know, me
home,
too.
jump to the shower, brush my teeth, went on work.
Me too.
Hadn't had an ounce of sleep.
Me too.
Not one
and,
wink.
And do just fine.
And do just fine.
I could not do that
For
today
sure.
for nothing.
You know, when I was coming up and I was younger, but now,
Talking about like your age.
No, there's no way I couldn't go without my
Carrie
sleep.
said she's got 4. I had 5 hours sleep.
I'm ready.
Carrie had
I'm tired.
4.
So-
Yeah, I had 4 the night before.
I
had
gotta
5
get up
tonight.
early and go to get my test. So I'm gonna get up. I get up early anyway.
I gotta get my kids
But
to
I'm gonna
bed.
get up at
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning.
we're going to have to close it for now.
Oh.
Well, but
How many
you
more
know, the
sessions
whole
of this
thing,
do we have? How many
Mama's
more do
gotta
you have
put
to
her
have?
babies to
It
bed.
depends upon what kind of ground we cover and what kind of leads we have to go to more. Because I was just talking to her about this is a question I wanted to ask both of you guys. Like, do you think the kids became a center of making the home, or was it another thing? Was it fate or something? I mean,
Well,
there's so many different ways you can look at it.
Well,
but-
to make my kids kept me centered because I knew I had to work and take care of them kids and make a home for them. So my kids were a big part of my life.
Mine
being the
too.
center of my
I mean,
life.
regardless of everything that I was going through, I knew that I had to do,
You have to pay your bills, keep your lights and
them.
gas on.
and I
keep
knew
your
that they
kids
had to
warm.
be safe.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what I was going through at that particular
Absolutely.
time, you know, I knew that my kids had to be
They come first.
okay. You know, I knew that they had
And
to be.
nowadays, some of these people don't even, you look at the kids.
They're giving their kids away. They don't
This is their
care.
side thing.
Yeah, they're just, giving them to anybody that want them,
Yeah.
and just so they can go out and do what they want to do. They don't even care about their kids.
I would
Some
never
mothers
have
don't
my
even know where their
kids
children
selfish.
are.
Wants a side for their
Never.
kids.
Now, kids could come to my house, and the parents did send their kids to my house. I'd come home from work and step over kids, but I'd meet the parents,
Yeah.
and the kids would come to my house. and
Their
Based on
parents
communication.
dropped their kids off my house.
Mhm.
They started in the 5th grade when Cheryl was in the 5th grade, dropping their children over at my house, not knowing who I was.
Yeah,
not
there's people like
talking
that.
to me on the phone, not
What?
meeting me,
Now,
didn't know my
oh,
name,
my
nothing.
Me either. Me too.
I've
Me too.
never
Okay.
ever done that my whole life, and I never would.
No.
Just go up and meet the parent. or-
Always
You
did
never
I know
know,
the parents.
especially now. Like, you don't know what
No,
parents are up to,
right.
you know?
you don't know
Hear
who's
so
in
many
that
stories.
house.
Yes, you do.
Scary.
Abusive father.
Mhm. All kind of
neighbor.
stuff going on in the home.
That's right.
Doing all
Which
kind
you
of stuff.
think be
Luring the
first place
kids
to
in the
do.
house.
You think that'd be the first place it wouldn't happen.
But it
But
does.
it's
more
the
and more
first
time.
place
Exactly.
It does happen
Exactly.
right there.
It's right in your face, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Right in your
Sometimes
face.
the moms or the dads don't know it.
Yeah.
Do they?
You're right.
Because both of my daughters were professional liars, so.
And you know that you're wise to it.
Yes.
Well, Bronze Lee.
When did you realize that?
Well, I had kind of knew that something was going on with my youngest. She was the one that got pregnant. My youngest daughter did.
How old is
I
she?
bought you some Diet Coke.
17 going on
I can't
18.
drink
So she's had,
caffeine-free.
she's
You're
like a
gonna get
3-year-old
tumors in
now.
your
Yeah,
brain
he's 3.
And in your
He's
and
3.
you just
She was
thought
doing a
you
whole
had
bunch of stuff
that
lying. And I was
American
catching her in
drinking
lies.
coffee.
And I said, because
I
I
said,
did it.
maybe
You know,
I can
Jealous
get
of
one.
yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
It's all
yes.
trick in the book. You
It
know,
adds up.
I did that. But
Yes.
they both
And I
were
said, I
lying
hope that's caffeine-free
and
for
doing
you.
things
Maybe I
that
can get her to start
they
drinking
thought that I would never
caffeine-free.
find out. But I did because the only
We'll
reason
find
why
out.
that was
Why
because
did you
they
think
didn't know
after
who
that
I
you
knew.
had Coke?
They thought they had every
I
basis
didn't
covered
know.
of who I knew.
Oh, but you had that
And
one
then when I
up
saw
on.
that caffeine free, I
I
was
was one up
happy.
on it.
And you were
Well,
able
I was
to-
going to try to get you
Come
to
to
drink
it.
That's what I
Run it.
got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got a whole
Mhm.
12 pack.
Yeah.
So how's your daughter doing with having a kid?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you eat her?
You got a lot of support through you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm there for my grandbaby.
Good too.
I never wanted to be a grandmother, but oh Lord, my grandson is everything to me. My grandbaby could get anything I got. Anything I got.
Most grandkids,
He can get it.
Yeah.
And I'm right there for him. Whatever he wants, he got it.
It's easier when you're grandparents too, because you can.
It's a different. It's a different. Sometimes it ain't that easy. Because it's a different type of love. It is a different type of love from the
She
love
cries.
of your children.
Kim about cries when DeMarcus has to go.
Yeah.
And he's crying. Big Mama.
He called me Big
Big
Mama.
Mama.
Oh, that just break your heart.
And she goes,
Big Mama, baby.
Keisha. What's this day?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You got it down.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so
The
cute.
same old thing every time.
They have such a wonderful
old thing.
relationship, her and her grandbaby.
Oh, I love him. He
It's
wasn't showing me no
wonderful.
love at first, though. Remember?
Yeah, you got kind of upset, didn't
Because
you?
he was not
Well, that's
showing me
when
no
he
kind of
that's
love.
because he left. And
Because me and him were bonding really well, and my daughter up and left, and she stayed gone almost a year. So there was almost a year that I didn't get to be with him, and then she just brought him back to me. He had no inkling of who I was.
Yeah.
And so it took a little while for him to get
Yes,
trust
he
and
did.
a build
And then when he
relationship.
did,
And then once,
he stuck like
Yep.
they're two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
so
I love my grandbaby.
now, are you that close to your daughter? I mean, is that the kind of? I mean, you all are very close together, or?
Yeah, to somewhat we are, but we're much better than what we were. I didn't have my problems with both of my children. My oldest one, we done been to the point we weren't speaking, we weren't talking.
Just the cycle of the typical,
Yeah,
typical
yeah.
parent-child.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot. Like I know I went through the stage where it's just like my parents don't know anything, whatever, you know, and then you don't want to talk,
But they do.
hopefully
But they do.
go out.
Because you're the one that needs the education, they don't.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
And then as they
you
grow
have
up,
a boyfriend?
Right.
Do you want me to
No,
start
not right now.
Kim,
Scary?
we start now
That's
real
scary?
quick.
Yes. Do you need me to help you?
Heavens, the Murgatroyd?
We're
No.
not leaving just yet. I'm gonna start.
Okay. Don't think you're getting off that easy, all right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't out here yet, okay?
We're gonna
No.
right.
heaven.
That cheese sauce can be a bear to clean up
See.
too.
Oh
What?
yes.
Well,
Cheese
she had
sauce, that cheese sauce
Yes,
that sticks.
it will.
You gotta
Oh
make sure
no, I'm
it's warm
just
so you can scrape it
honey,
off.
I'm gonna take that stuff out and soak that pan and put it in the refrigerator and forget it. And
Deal with it later.
You know, look, I tell
Yes,
you,
I do.
left those dishes in the
Me
sink.
too, because I do the
they'll
same
be there.
thing.
The worst is when they come back to slap you tomorrow. You're like, oh, what did I do?
No, I don't. I just let it soak until it comes out by itself.
Myself.
Yes, I don't worry about that. But this, I enjoy it.
Oh, I do too. Now, what do you want to do with these meetings with the ladies? Are they gonna? Well, maybe I should
What
get
do you?
back to
What
that.
is that? It depends on you guys now. What do you?
No, I mean, if they can get together again, that'd be great. I mean, I'd love to meet with them one or two more times at least.
Well, that's
yeah.
fine.
I mean, we can even come in occasionally, like at lunchtime, and meet with them
Okay,
individually
well,
too.
just ask them.
Yeah.
Like you could see, you can go into Kim's office. If on her lunch and she can shut her door, you can go in there and then if she
Yeah, we
can
can find a
out and
room
see if
too.
Kel, yeah, you can ask Kim.
and then meet with Nicole too. Probably at lunch would be more convenient for her.
Ask Kim about that.
What you need?
I was just saying, I didn't know like if you can meet again at any time or how hard it is for you.
It's really hard on a lunch break, though,
Yeah.
because of the phone and everybody's right there and we can't really talk away. We can meet again.
We were wondering, like, we can meet together as a group again in the evening. I didn't know how. I mean, for her it might be a little harder. I don't know, but or either
Well,
of you. But
her daughter can baby.
oh,
Yeah.
that's good. I forgot about that age. But we were also thinking maybe like if we want to delve deeper, we can also or get to know you better, like meet with you one-on-one at like lunchtime or something, and that'd just be one-on-one, and it'd be 45
Like in your
minutes at
office.
least to
It don't matter.
talk. So, do you think you could meet again at an evening session?
I don't have no ties. I can meet whenever you want me to meet.
Okay.
I just don't want to do my lunch break like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rushing.
I would
and-
rather do it on.
on the evening.
Right. We probably won't do that too often, but maybe
Right.
a one-on-one or something at some point. But we might schedule a one-on-one with all of you, but maybe
And
do a
then
couple
you
more
decide
group
where you want to
meetings.
meet.
Yeah, we can meet at my house
Where?
on one of these occasions if you guys want to.
That's totally
Doesn't
fine.
matter.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, Carrie and I, as part of our chapter, we're kind of supposed to bring in. It's something that we want to do too. Is experience, like since our topic is making a home, we want
an event to kind of, I mean, I don't know if you guys have
a birthday party.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. A wedding, birthday party, just even a family get together on a Sunday afternoon or something. I don't know if any of you guys are open to us just coming and hanging out with your family at all, or something like that. But if you have any instance, please let us know, because that would help us so much.
In March, this ends March.
Yeah, we're supposed to start. We're actually supposed to start writing at the end of February, but we can still be taking in stuff. Like our chapter, I think, is going to end up starting with a story, and it'd be really neat to bring in some real things that we've experienced, not just things that you've told us. We want to, because I think we can write better about it if we've been part of it.
Well, let me see. I can get my kids together, and all of them could come here, and we could, I
know you talked about you've had those things every other Sunday or whatever. That'd be great if we could just hang out, eat, or see what you guys normally do.
That's what I do at work, no.
Yeah, you sure do.
Action? No. Hello, may I help you?
You got to
Hello, may I help you?
Did she say action?
Yeah, and then she said, hello, may I help you?
My boss from work, and Kelly, another girl.
And Kelly, I'll get you these the forms next time I see you, okay?
Where you put this at? In the kitchen?
This plant's attacking me.
No, Judy, you call her.
I'm going through the jungle here.
I never say action at all.
Okay, sweetie. Yeah, see, I can.